for today's recipe video, I am going to teach you how to make a high-protein Mexican pizza like the one from Taco Bell. So let's get started. You guys, the first thing we're going to run through is the list of ingredients. So first thing I want to talk about is the tortilla I use. The reason why I use the tortilla that I use is because I am currently bulking. So that means I'm not really as tight on my macro budget as far as carbs and fat, so I can get a normal tortilla. Whereas if you are dieting, you can go for the lower carb tortilla option and that will work as well. Now I have my red enchilada sauce. You can use whatever brand you want, and I have the mild version. Red enchilada sauce isn't really that bad on macros, mainly just carbs, so just pick your favorite. Now I have of the same brand the Old El Paso fat-free refried beans, and these are actually the most macro-friendly beans I could find at the store that is fat-free. So I like this one, but pick whatever fits with your dietary needs goals. So if you're bulking, you need more fats, then you could get the full fat version, but I like the fat-free one. Next we have 2% Mexican cheese, and unfortunately right now they do not make fat-free Mexican cheese or that I could find at the store. So just pick whatever Mexican cheese you like, and if you're really frugal on your macros, you could replace it with some other type of fat-free cheese that is of your favorite brand. But yes, I'm using the Mexican cheese. And also I wanted to say one last thing that you can add in addition to all this to make it just like a Taco Bell Mexican pizza is either top it off with pico before putting it in the oven or chop up some tomatoes. Pan heating here on medium heat. It's a cast iron pan. It's smoking because it's been seasoned with oil. So we're gonna throw a flank steak on there. I already have them pre-cut. So we're gonna grill one of these up. All right, so the first thing I did was season the steak with some sea salt and then some coarse black pepper. I seasoned the steak on both sides, and I'm cooking the steak about 3 to 4 minutes per side. This way the steak will come out about medium to a little bit medium rare, but cook the steak to your liking. You can also use a leaner ground beef, but I love flank steak. Alright, so the next thing I do is I already preheated the oven. I'm going to hit this up with some cooking spray, and then I am going to toast the tortilla for about 5 to 7 minutes. So after the 5 minutes went off, I flipped the tortilla and then I toasted it for an additional 2 minutes, but just keep an eye on these because everyone's oven toasts at a different rate, so just keep an eye on the tortilla. Just took this out the oven. It'd been like 4 minutes, so I'm gonna flip it and put it in just for another maybe 3 to 4 minutes. Steak is done, so we're going to take it off the heat. And let it set on the side. Alright, so I just took the tortilla out. It's nice and crunchy now. So, and I put it in for like an additional 2 minutes. So in total it was toasting for probably like 7 minutes. But just keep an eye on it because everybody's oven is different. So yeah. So you want it to where it's like kind of like a chip, very crunchy. So what we're gonna do now is cut it in half. Before we do anything else, I'm gonna chop this steak up into small little pieces. So next step is we're gonna get this fat-free refried bean and spread it on one side of this. So for this portion, in order for me to give you guys accurate macro gauge, I did put the can of refried beans on the scale, zeroed it out, and I'm going by the negative weight that I'm subtracting every time I take some beans out. So it ended up being 92 grams that I actually used. For the steak, I just put as much as I wanted on there, and if you like extra meat, you could put double meat if you'd want, but I ended up actually using 2.7 ounces of the steak. Then I put some Mexican cheese on there. I just put a little in order for it to stick to the other tortilla once it was baking in the oven. And then we're gonna stick this on top like this. And here's the fun part. We're gonna get this enchilada sauce and spread it on top. And for the enchilada sauce, I ended up using 42 grams of enchilada sauce, which wasn't a lot of calories at all. I think it was like 15 calories added on to it. But yeah, put as much as you'd want. Final step here is top this off with cheese. And in total, I ended up using 28 more grams of cheese on this step. And prior to that, I used 8 grams of cheese when I put a little bit on there. So not too much. I actually ended up using an exact serving on this part, but put as much as you'd want. And then we're gonna put the Mexican pizza back in the oven for 10 minutes, but make sure to keep an eye on it. And that's it. Here is the end product. If you want it to look like a Taco Bell Mexican pizza, you can put Roma tomatoes on top. But yeah, bite size. Like that. Of course, I'm going to use some fire sauce from Taco Bell, and yeah, put some fire sauce on there. You got the crunch, you got the flavor of the meat, and you got some of that Taco Bell taste. Tastes even better because we're not using like cheap ground beef with mostly fat and less protein. But overall, this is a really good high protein meal. And if you use like 2 tortillas, then you can actually make an actual circle like a real pizza. But volume wise, this is about more than the original Mexican pizza because it has more meat and stuff like that, and higher protein and less fat. So if you're craving a Taco Bell Mexican pizza, this is a good alternative. And since I'm lean bulking, this is a very great alternative for me. So yeah, this is a great post-workout meal. Thank you guys for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like. It really does help the channel grow. And subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And I'll see you guys on the next one.